Monday through Friday. Tuesday, I have Q's Day, a lot of words. So this week, or today, I'm going to do this unenveloping from Dana. She's Grandma's Closet. I was on her auction, her classy crap auction. She has a Poshmark store and she sells designer um, accessories like purses and jewelry and the like. And usually once a month on her channel, she takes and has an auction, and she calls it the Classy Crap Auction. And the Classy Crap Auction in June, because it was Pride Month, we had a Pride auction. And I'm not LGBTQ, but my child Marty is. So that's why. Good morning, Giggles. Good to see you this morning. I was just saying I changed my mind about the wrenches. I'm not going to bother them because they. It just took a minute for everybody to get the memo that I had come back from my break. So I don't think that's fair. I was a little discouraged the first 3 days I came back on live because I don't think I had anybody in here. And the first thing that happened is I had a troll. So it's one of those things. So I've decided to nix that. I'm just going to leave the wrenches alone. But anyway, I'm looking at, for those of you that don't know TJ, I should explain. He's a member of the drone community and he flies drones and he's a little daredevil on his drones. You should check out his videos, they're very exciting. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for letting me know that. Um, but anyway, I don't know why that is. It would be better if I did know why that is because then I could, repeat that. But I did have to click on the connect again button several times this morning. Oh, okay. Good. I don't know if maybe it's the traffic has changed in the neighborhood, kind of thing, or they've updated some equipment. We've had a little bit of storming, we've had electrical loss, um, and I'm on Wi Fi that's hardwired, It's not like one of those little services or portable Wi Fi things. It's a very permanent hardwired type of situation with my Wi-Fi. So, but I most of the time I just use my phone data. But when I get my phone data, I get that little box all the time. It says connect again, and I have to push that. So, good morning, BB. Goddess. Well, I don't know where you're from, but I am not a goddess. I used to be, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago. Um, what was I? What did I call myself on MySpace? Okay, this was on MySpace. I called myself the Greek goddess of the bad hair day, and I had no idea what people took as a Greek goddess and what that meant. And I was getting all kinds of followers, and I just didn't have any clue because, since I've been very young, and several friends noted to me in college, separate from each other, that my hair looked different almost every day. And I'm like, yeah, I just let it have its mood. So that always was part of my personality. My hair was different every day. I mean, it wasn't like one day it was brunette and the next day it was purple. It wasn't like that at all. I wasn't intentionally changing my hair. Usually, people comb their hair and it follows a certain pattern, it gets trained. I just kind of let my hair there. Yeah, I have to press a button. It's gonna be hard, but I was saying something that maybe I should have been saying anyway. Maybe YouTube was like interrupting me because of my content. I don't know. I'm not very good at keeping track of what I'm supposed to say and what I'm not supposed to say. This is from Dana. Dana is Grandma's Closet. She sells on Etsy and other platforms. She took a break too. I was talking about how I'd taken a break. She was taking a break for the summer, and I saw her pop in the other day at Johnny Cajun Roots Reseller and say hello. And she dropped a super chat for Johnny, which is very nice of her. So I think maybe she's at the end of her break. I don't know. Maybe she just wanted to, come in and say hi and stay reconnected to people. But I'm not sure what her schedule is on returning. Well, in order not to show the address. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can get it out now. Yes, there it goes. Okay. We have a thank you sticker and a card that says Myra. My name is Myra. Myra Elaine is my name, and unboxing is my game. Oh, and we have cute little bees with a yellow envelope, honey colored envelope. It's thank you card. I love thank you cards. Thank you so much for your purchase, Myra. Glams with a little heart. She's always so friendly and nice to everyone. I just love Glams. So here we have, oh my goodness, it's a joy pin. Joy, joy, joy. Down in my heart. Y'all remember that? She added that little joy pin on the corner. That's so cute. I'm going to put these scissors up. And this is a lot. Just go ahead and dump them of little tiny pins. So this pin, she's marked as Samstown. Let me see who's in here. Good morning, Julie. So good to see you. Julie lives in Wales. She goes on lots of adventures. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Soul Stitches. Yeah, it's kind of like abalone seashell. I don't know if it's actually, actually abalone seashell, but that's what it looks like. I'm going to open this later because my dexterity has not kicked on. I do say for my lives that I do not guarantee that I've had my coffee. Somebody said the other day, I was in their room and they're like, you can go to morning lives and you know who's had their coffee and who hasn't. My statement to that is I don't guarantee that I've had coffee. Here's a little bit of Americana, a little American flag. And put that over here. I'm going to just immediately send that out to someone. Wow, this is unique. This is a frog, so this is a pin. That's kind of ornate. I could see wearing that on a lapel. I would want to Google Lens it first to make sure that I'm not representing something I don't want to represent with it, if you know what I mean. Because right now, if that represents something, I don't know what it is. Okay. This looks like it came off of something. So I'll put here. Ooh. very small brooch. I love this. Faux pearl in the middle. And this is one of those things you could wear it, you know, either way, horizontal or vertical. Look at that. Little faux pearl in it. Lots of little faux pearls in here. Oh, look at this. This is so cute. This would be perfect to wear to a birthday party. A birthday party in the spring. And it is has a frog. So it's a pin, technically, instead of a brooch. If anybody wondered what's the difference between a pin and a brooch, it's the backing. And it also can be the size. See, this is small. And it has a frog. It's very practical for items to have the frog on them if they're smaller, because how would you, I love this mountain range with the moon. I'm hearing the train in the distance. They usually run earlier, so that must be an extra train that's running. Okay, I don't know. See, look at this. Look at how small. This doesn't have a frog on it. It has the brooch backing with the pin. Now, how difficult is it going to be for somebody to get that open and closed and get it through their clothes and not poke themselves? So that's why a lot of them went to frogs. I think, now I don't know, and I don't stand behind whatever the symbol is, but it may be the Boy Scouts. I'm not certain. I just picked this up this morning. A lot of times where I do envelopings and unboxings, I will rewatch the video. And this looks like an earring back. So I didn't watch the video before I came on. I just grabbed this package. Oh, look at this. This is like a 4-leaf clover with a faux pearl, small faux pearl in the middle. It might be a real pearl. I don't know. Look, and it's officially a brooch. It's a small brooch. That's very nice. I would wear something like that on St. Patrick's Day. This also has a pin in the back instead of a frog. This is not a pin back. This is a brooch back. Oh, that sounds like broke back. Anyway. And, oh, this is a badge. Look at this. It's some kind of police organization. And put that over there with flag. And here's another brooch back. Oh, this is like, look at it. Then you can bring this down. Like if you came up to a door, you go knock, knock, knock. With the, well, I'll find that later. So, oh, look at this old car. Florida, they made Model T cars. The Ford cars, the assembly lines. There's a plant near one of the bridges here. I went on a tour with, let me get it right, Docomomo was the name of the organization. And Docomomo, I don't remember what all the letters stood for. Oh, here's the door knocker pin. That would be great. Something like this would be great for a real estate agent. Just saying. But Docomomo was into architecture. Oh, and here's an eagle that says Patriot. I'll put that in my collection over here. And here is a little miniature of the Liberty Bell. Oh my goodness, that is great. It's got the crack in it and everything. And the Liberty Bell is in Philadelphia. But that's one of the things we did. We toured the old Ford factory. Oh, here's the other earring. Where did it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, I don't want to wear any of this or sell any of this until I know what these symbols mean. Of course, this is a beautiful pin of 3 roses, 3 white roses. That might make a political statement or religious statement in the United Kingdom, but it wouldn't in the United States. Because of the War of the Roses. Now, I went to a gaming convention one time, and this guy had, that's a frog. Oh, it looks like the medical symbol. Maybe it's not. Let me see who else has come in. Good morning, Porcelain Princess. Speaking of the United Kingdom, we're having another United Kingdom member in this morning. I think it's because it's near noon there, and in the United States, it's start at 7:05. This is a Thai pin, and I don't mean like Thai food. Anyway, I went to this gaming convention, and this guy had all these historical miniatures that he just spent hours and hours painting each one. He had it all out on this big table. Oh, that's neat looking. And so people divided up into teams. And I was on a team. Now, this has been about 15 years ago. So I'm this, middle-aged woman at the time. And the rest of my team were retired Navy veterans, because Jacksonville is a big Navy town. These men were in their 70s and retired Navy commanders, that and the like. Oh, here's another car. So I was on their team, and the miniatures were the English Civil War. And I forget which side I was on. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, because, you people from the UK still might have feelings about that. I don't know. There's certainly people in the United States that have, I think this is a breast cancer awareness pin. Isn't that lovely? Still, some people still have feelings about our Civil War here. So anyway, the other side was kind of a mixture. There was an English guy on the other side who was actually giving us information about the English Civil War, besides the, I guess what you call the game master. And he and 2 other guys, one of which won the MVP. He was more connected with some of the people I knew locally in Jacksonville in the gaming community. And I'd never played historical miniatures before, but I had played all kinds of different gaming games with different people in Jacksonville, including some active Navy commanders and people in the Navy. I had a game that I played at Mayport, and it wasn't like traditional straight up Dungeons and Dragons. It was, I forget the name of the gaming system, but it was more modern than Dungeons and Dragons. See. I think this says you're appreciated on the bottom. The Joint Commission. Okay. And it says quantitative, I think, on the bottom. National Quality Approval. That's really kind of vague. I'm going to have to look up that symbol. But anyway, I was really up on my game as far as strategy. wargaming and all kinds of different scenarios at the time. I was the, what do they call it, coordinator of the Jacksonville Dungeons and Dragons meetup group, which, we had like over 200 members, and I was scheduling and coordinating. Well, it started out small, but by the by the time I started graduate school and retired from it, there was at least 20 games a week being scheduled. And I would go to War Dogs and be in 3 different games and had scheduled all the games, and people were disappointed if I wasn't playing in their games. So anyway, back to the convention. So I advanced the naval commanders that were retired. They were, I don't know, maybe a little sexist. So I took the left flank and I advanced the left flank to the middle of the board. And their side, they were losing. And they were losing to the guy that got MPV for the game because their side won because they wouldn't work with me. So anyway, one of the things that happened that was really funny is this guy that was standing next to me, he had dragoons, which were soldiers on horses. And I took over his dragoons because I asked I knew it was going to be a thing, right? But they were losing the right flank horribly. So I'm like, can I move his dragoons? I didn't ask the guy because, these 3 naval retired men were very standoffish to me. And the guy that owned the board and had painted all these figs and was coordinating this whole thing said, sure. And he was kind of amused. And the people on the other side of the table were very amused because, I was winning the right flank. And so I took over his dragoons, which caused him a little bit of stress. He started blinking. But anyway, the other side won. The gentleman on the other side that was attacking our right flank won MVP, and he should have. But, everybody on the other side said that I should have been the MVP, and I would have been if our side would have won. But we didn't. We lost. So much for that. But, it was kind of, after that, then they wanted to talk to me. So because they recognized the abilities I had. But, it's a shame that people kind of have to prove themselves. I love this piece. I really love this piece. I'm going to look for a chain for this. But people judge you by your appearance, by your sex, by everything. And it's just one of those things. If you can look over people with talents and abilities by being that way, that looks so familiar. I mean, is that like a pair of scissors in there? Or is that like, it reminds me of an early atomic energy symbol. And this is a tie tack. So, yeah, it still works. It's kind of hard for me to bring that up. But you don't want these tie tacks for these thin ties even to be loose because they'll fall off. You want them to have tension on them. But, oh, wait a minute. I was going to leave that one out. Yep, I'm putting some up that I wanted to leave out. Okay. Need to be careful. Okay. I love this. I love the little 2 car pins especially too. I mean, just outstanding lot. And I just thought this would be a lot of fun to go through. Wait a minute. We have a birthday coming up. I haven't looked at this one yet. I'm going to take this one out. This has got pink in it. It's pastel-y, but I can wear it on somebody else's birthday. The Liberty Bell, I'm not going to send that out immediately. I've been working on a box to send a friend, and I decided to order her stuff through Amazon instead for what she needed in her shipping. So, oh, that's the little door knocker. I've got a few things that are, real estate-ish. Now, this is could be used for Christmas in July, so I'm leaving that out. So I'm leaving about half a dozen out. Let me try to see if I can wrestle with matter enough to get this open. And I want to see what everybody's saying. Oh, good morning, Steph. Sells stuff by the seashore. Say that fast 10 times. Yeah, we're good. I do not guarantee. Snowman before that. Oh, okay. Do you know what an old snowman is? I'll let you think about that riddle for just a moment. But in my morning live, Steph, I do not guarantee that I've had my coffee. Someone had said, ooh, it's going to be hot, hot, hot this weekend. Somebody had said that there are lots of morning shows to choose from, and you can tell who's had their coffee and who hasn't. And, so now I'm making the statement, I do not guarantee that I've had my coffee. I have had coffee bags on here that I've shown the coffee I've bought and talked about testing coffee in the morning. That's not happened for several reasons. But I'm changing coffee makers right now. And right now I'm drinking tea just as an intermediate phase. It's like doing things in moderation. Also, maybe not doing the same things over and over and over and over. It's like, you're wearing something out that maybe you need to change things out every once in a while. But anyway, an old snowman is a glass of water. So that's the dad joke for this morning. Okay, this is upside down. So let me see. Sam's. Oh, it says it on the bag. Sam's Town. I don't know about Sam's Town. Just like I said earlier, I don't know what some of these symbols are, and I'm definitely going to state that I don't politically, religiously, or ideologically stand behind any of these symbols. Some of them might be quite good and wholesome. I just, right now, I don't know. So if I would have pulled something out of here from, say, 1930s Germany that you can't sell on eBay that is controversial, that's why I'm saying this, because I don't know about the history of many of these pins. So if there's things in here that are offensive, I apologize, because I didn't, before I unbox something, I can't do my research. Sometimes I do watch the videos over, but with pins, she showed a few of them and has said, here's the lot, here's how many of them there are. And I don't think she went over every single one of them. And maybe if she did, they're so small, I couldn't have known, what they were. Of course, all of them might be gold, I just don't know. So I've left out this to wear in a couple of weeks. We're having Marty's birthday, and Marty doesn't like pink and pastel colors, so I'll try to wear this on Marty's birthday. Marty will appreciate me wearing it, even if they don't like this, because they appreciate my style just like I appreciate theirs. So let me see who's come in. I'm going to use, oh my goodness, you're up late. That's right. Steph is in California. She has some wonderful auctions. I hardly ever catch her auctions. Yes, absolutely. Good morning, Roll Call Cabin. Happy Friday to you. Thank God it's Friday. Let's see if I can tell. If I can use the camera here to. Oh, it's going to blur and blur and blur. When I'm at an auction and somebody's holding something detailed up to the camera, what I do with my unboxings usually is I'll just continue to talk. I don't mention that it's blurring. I just keep moving it. Can anybody, whoops, for that millisecond, can anybody read it? The Roll Call Cabin. He has this cabin out in the woods that he's built. Quick, anybody read that? That he's made with a chainsaw. He probably has a lot more than one chainsaw, but chainsaws and something county, McLewis County. McLewis County, Missouri. So this is from Missouri. That makes sense. Oh, I think there's words even on that inner circle. Does that say citizen? No. Oh, well, I got a lot of stuff in the back. I mean, there's serious depth to my background. I don't know. I don't have anything big. I could put Citizen Academy. Okay. So I guess it's some kind of maybe auxiliary officer or civil training. But Louisiana. Huh. Or Missouri, I'm sorry. That's where the lot came from. It came from Missouri. So that makes sense. I wonder if someone in her family earned that. But yeah, it's you just move your hand in the way of the stuff. Oh, okay. So I should put my hand up and but how am I going to hold? Yeah. Okay. I mean, it was focusing pretty good there at the end. Maybe if I put the frog in between my fingers, I can get it to focus quickly. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not blurry at least. And it's still a little hard to read because of the size of the print, but that has nothing to do with focus. See if I could bring it in closer because of the size. Maybe that's too close no matter what the background is doing. Oh, there it goes a little bit. I guess that's why when people have the white box in the background or a solid color box around their merchandise and there's no background, because I have layers of stuff here, and even to the window over there. Above the hat, there's a German candlestick over there. So, and then even, it's not showing my backyard at all. It's just that appears white because of the light. But sitting here, I can see, trees, and I the shed, and oh gosh, I need to clean out that shed. Oh, why did I even think about the shed? It's been locked up for years. And there's stuff in there that has been in there for 30 years. I kid you not. So, and stuff that my parents brought from another state in a decade that's been, oh, I don't even want to think about it. And I mean, I can just open the door and say everything in here is vintage, you know, but it also might be damaged and rusted. So I don't know. I don't have, every year I used to go out there and move all the stuff around, especially at Christmas. Um, I was the one that brought the Christmas tree in every year. And I did that for, oh, probably 20 years, at least 20 years. And I was the one for at least 20 years that cooked every holiday meal that my sister-in-law worked and I didn't. I was a homemaker. So I would make the big 12-course meal at the holiday. And my sister-in-law would bring in one dish. And she got praised over and over for that one dish. And I fixed everything else. And so one year when I started to become, well, tireder, I was getting, to the point where I was having more and more pain, I fixed really plain food. Now, I had been advised what I could do is burn the ham or the turkey. And I decided not to be that dramatic. So what I did was instead of a green bean casserole, I just fixed green beans straight out of the can and heated on the stove with a little tiny bit of butter added instead of doing the green bean casserole. And instead of doing corn on the cob all buttered and spiced up, I just did corn out of the can. And the turkey was, I don't know, cooked a little too long. It was dry. It wasn't burnt, though. I mean, it was an adequate meal, but not really what you would want on a holiday. So it's kind of one of those things. You learn how, what should I call it, to spoil the milk. Good morning, Craig. Wake up. I don't guarantee that I've had coffee on my show, but I recommend that you have coffee in the morning, Craig, because you go all kinds of places and sleep. Wake up, Craig. I love the gag, Craig. I really do. Craig has been selling on eBay since God was a child, and he really knows a lot. He really knows what he's doing as far as business. He used to, it's been about 4 or 5 years ago, when I first started YouTube, Craig was doing a morning show with 2 or 3 other guys that, had eBay stores. And it was very educational. But I felt also very discouraged about starting the eBay store, and I never did. I think one time 2 years ago, I put a piece of Fenton that was a highly collectible piece of Fenton, but I couldn't. I didn't have proof of when it was given out because it was given out at a board meeting on Mother's Day or near Mother's Day. I always get this mixed up. Whereas in Williams or Williamstown, or is it Williamsburg, West Virginia? It's one of those three. Is where the Fenton factory was. And but anyway, they gave this beautiful rose bowl as like a door prize. Well, not a door prize because everybody got one that was at the meeting that was on the board. But I had no way to prove that. So, but I mean, otherwise, it was a beautiful Fenton rose bowl, and so I asked for what it was worth, and this was 3 years ago, and prices on those things have just keep going up. Of course, the market adjusts for some of that price, but I had asked, I think, $50 for it, and it didn't sell. But I just heard every morning everything that was going wrong on eBay, and at the time there had been a change of management, and it was a mess for a while, and it just seems like every time I see a video about eBay, it's just all negative. Oh, they've done this, they've changed that. That happens in companies when you've got a lot of people at the top paid to think, but they don't have the experience that somebody like Craig would have, that it's an everyday seller. I think companies should promote people within that have the selling experience and know what it's like to get those orders and have to ship, and what it's like to pay those fees, and how the decisions that management makes affect the people that sell, because eBay couldn't exist without customers, and it couldn't exist without the sellers, so there has to be a balance. And I think some of the decisions that they've made, that I've heard they've made over the years, kind of tilts that one way or the other to a bad extreme. And so that's why I have an eBay account, but I don't sell on eBay. They have sent me offers recently, that I get $10 off if I sell an item. And I thought about, okay, I'll sell that one item. I'll see what it's like. But then I didn't. I got busy with something else, or other things happened in life, and I never did take them up on their offer. But, it's interesting to me. I guess I've let the photography stop me from doing that when, I need to show something, like this, to photograph. And also, people people do things. Good morning, Johnny. Johnny's at Cajun Roots Reseller, and I haven't been seeing the top fan badges in here this morning, which I'm really happy. This week, I asked Johnny on his show. He helps a lot of people with technical issues and stuff, and he has a morning show that starts at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on his channel. And he has that show with Mark, Two Old Guys Vintage and Resale, Monday through Thursday. And today, since it's Friday, he does a "Will you buy or would you leave it" segment, which is really fun because you get to guess how much the person paid for something and how much they sold it for. And sometimes it's on eBay. But, I know people like Johnny are really successful. I mean, Craig's successful too. But, Johnny's currently got a show where he tells everyone how to be successful too. So, I just went to his chat, and I asked the question because of the crowns, the top fans badges. And I went and I turned them off. Yes, Julie. Yeah, I could say anything. I'm just saying. But absolutely network with Johnny, because he will tell you how to do things like manage your live chat. And I didn't like the top fans badge. Now, I went into a channel, it's been about a month ago, and he had top fans. And this one guy was giving him a little bit of a hard time about something. And the guy said to him, "Well, why should I even listen to you? So-and-so over here's my number one because of the crowns." And also, I do Bible readings on my show, on my channel 4 times a week. And I've contemplated doing live Bible readings on a weekend. This weekend, all of my Bible readings are pre-recorded. I have not yet done a live Bible reading. Unless I've done it, a little bit of Bible reading on my live here and there. But I have not dedicated like this, we're having church here, we're having Sunday school here, and this is a live, come in. But I do not want the crowns or the leaderboard on if I would do that. I really don't like the way that it changes people's behavior. I don't like the additional competition. Now, honestly, don't think it's appropriate for auctions. Of course, everybody can do what they want, but I don't. I think that the focus of auctions should be on people asking questions about the item being presented, the bidding, and who wins the item, and not who's been in chat first, and not who's added comments. Sometimes the person that adds the most comments to me, and sometimes I'm telling a joke. Or I'm talking to people in the chat about who knows what. It could be anything. And it doesn't really have anything to do with the auction. Sometimes I make statements about the pieces that are being presented, which is helpful. But sometimes I'm just making side comments, which is okay. The host of the show can ignore my side comments all they want, and that's fine. Sometimes I'm just talking to people in the chat, and I'm just hanging out sometimes. Sometimes I'm focused on bidding, sometimes I'm not. And majority of the auctions out there say, you're welcome to come in and hang out. Some of them mean it. Some of them don't. But, it's okay. We're all different. We all can run our channels how we want, right? But anyway, I rarely recommend that you all come and check out Johnny if you haven't. Just having a friendly place to hang out. They do a morning motivation Monday through Thursday, him and Mark from Charles Vintage and Resale. And it's not always just about the reselling. It's about, staying positive and on YouTube and in life, and things like that, and trivial stuff, which I don't really think it's trivial. Yeah, I don't. They call it the leaderboard. I don't know why they did. Now, if you're one of those channels that you're trying to get people to trip you, to pay attention to you, to give you super chats, that kind of thing, like that guy that said that about, why should I pay any attention to you? You're not my number one. I mean, to me, that's just atrocious. I think everybody in my chat is equal. If I would have a live Bible reading, I would want people in the chat to feel equal. Actually, am volunteering in the office of my church now, and I had gone into the church chat, and that was on in the church chat, so I turned that off for the church. Even though I was the one in the chat usually at the church that's number one, I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't think this is appropriate. So I turned it off for the church lives too. And just, especially at church, when everyone's welcome, everyone's equal. And that's the way church should be. Oh, it's going to be part of the update on July 15th. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a Tuesday. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know how that's going to boost my live shows when some of the people like it and some of the people dislike it. So the people that dislike it, when you have that turned on, you may tune out, because I've done that. I've gone into lives and they have that, and I'm, come in late, and I just, like somebody said in your chat, Johnny, when I brought it up, that it's bragging rights. Well, why do we need bragging rights? Everybody can come in here, talk to me, ask me a question. It doesn't mean anyone in here's opinion is more important than anybody else. And I pretty much feel that my opinion is not important than anyone else, in my chat. Although it is my channel and I have a right, I have the right to veto and delete and ban, and, if people don't behave themselves. But other than that, I really, really, really believe in equality. And so um, when YouTube makes things uber competitive, I don't like that. Yeah, and I agree with that, especially for auctions. Um, and I've noticed my own behavior when I go in and even an auction and I'm listed as number one, as much as I believe in equality, that somehow gives me some kind of ego boost. And then I behave differently. And I've seen other people do that. Competition changes people. And when I go to an auction, the only thing I'm competing for is whatever is for sale. And and I try to do that in a healthy, unegotistical way. When I've gone through phases, though, in the past that I might have bid or tried to outbid somebody just to do that, and now I sit back, I'm chill, if and I think about, do I want this item in my environment? It's less about winning for my about winning at the auction, over other people. And because I went through a phase like that, um, quite honestly, I'm sorry to anybody I offended when I was behaving that way. People still behave that way, but it's more about what I want in my environment, what I want to obtain, that maybe I'd like to have for a little while that I could flip later that would retain value. So I'm thinking about those other things. I'm not thinking about being competitive. I don't like, that at the auctions, although it happens. They always say there's no friends at the auction. And somebody brings up an item that I really, really love and I really want, and there's three other people that feel the same. Then we have bidding. But it's not personal. But I've had people when I've gone into a room on the flip side where I have been outbidding pretty much everybody in the room because I was in a buying mode, that the whole group of women came together and gossiped about me and decided I was doing that on purpose to ruin their lives. So I've been on both sides of that table. But, I didn't share that information. I was just like, okay, this group of people, their regular bidders, are going to be unfriendly to me. So maybe I shouldn't be here. And it's not really the host's fault, it's the interaction. Exactly. There's people here listening that have not made a comment, and they, well, may or may not be appreciating what I have to say, but they're here listening, and their thoughts and their feelings about what I'm saying are just as valid as anybody commenting, or the person that's just commented once and come in and said hello, and the person that's commented the most, they're valuable too. I appreciate the feedback. I just don't want you to feel that you have to say hello to everyone if it's morning, it's early. Maybe you don't want to say hello to everyone, but because you're wanting to get that crown, you want to get those points, you're going to say hello to everybody. And you know and that's friendly and that's a good thing majority of the time. When I have a busy day and I'm in and out of lives, like, I'll be in a live and listening to a live and I'll be commenting and somebody knocks on my door. I go answer my door and then somebody says hello and then I'll say hello back. I've left the room to go talk to whoever's come to my door or whatever. And then people think, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. No, it's like I've turned off the live because I don't want the person at my door to hear, what I'm doing on my phone, because I don't wear earphones or earbuds at home, you know, kind of thing. Because I don't have any idea a lot of times who, I look out my little window, but I don't have any idea usually who's at my door when, I go, or, I have to do other things. I have to make a phone call or this or that. So, you know, it's like when you come in and say hello to everybody, some people might have left. So don't take it as they're snobs to you, that they think they're better. It's just that things happen that people can't say hello back. I mean, good grief. Yeah. Yeah, it's called a leaderboard. And I don't want leaders. I mean, well, no, I don't want leaders in my chat. I want everybody equal. I just want everybody comfortable and chill. I have enough nervous anxiety for all of you when I go live. So there's no reason to create that competitiveness. um, you know, but some people will do it. I mean, and I can see if somebody was a channel that was there and it was their income to get super chats and to have a competitive environment and having people trip over themselves and be competitive and give more money, because somebody else gave money. I can see the usefulness of that kind of what I would call a Shark Tank kind of environment where the person that's running the channel is there, for profit. And YouTube is a business and it's here for profit. I'm not oblivious to the ways of the world that the big fish eats the little fish kind of thing. It's, I don't want my channel to be like that. I can work in an environment that's like that. Yes, absolutely. Yes, everyone should be welcome. And if you start I guess, a ranking system, because that's what a leaderboard is. It's a ranking system. It takes away from that equality. It takes away from that welcomeness. And actually, I think a lot of times what happens is um, a channel will get a small group of people that's there all the time, and without the host realizing it, and sometimes with the host realizing it, they make these additional rules of behavior for everyone. And so when somebody new comes in, somebody that's maybe a bigger channel or a slightly bigger channel, or who starts contributing a lot, all of a sudden the regulars become nervous and they run the new person off. So if you have an environment of equality, then everyone feels welcome. If somebody comes in that's new, that starts commenting a lot and interacting with me with a lot, I don't want anybody else to feel like, they're being ignored and leave. It's, it's hard to maintain that balance. But when you get a core group of people every morning, they can make someone feel unwelcome. So, it's complicated. Laws are a lot more complicated than I ever imagined. I've been doing this for about 6 months now, off and on, mainly on for the last since this year, since January, and it's very educational. Every time I'm on, I learn something new, and and I love that. I'm the person that loves knowledge. I like to learn new things, and a lot of times I'm just tired and I don't bother. But that's my core person, is someone that's curious and wants to learn. I just learn at a slower pace these days, which is fun. But that's who basically I am. And, I want everybody to feel welcome here. Big channels, little channels, people that are just stopping by for a moment. But anyway, I have rattled on for an hour. Oh my goodness. And I'll see you all, hopefully some of you over at Johnny's later. And I have an unboxing today at 3:30. It's from Nana Tinks. And I've got all of my Bible readings. I've had a period of recovery from grief, but I've done all of my Bible readings for the weekend. I'm very satisfied that I was able to manage my time and my emotion and my household and everything to the point where I could get that done this weekend. So hopefully you all listen in and have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll see you on Monday.